Lenten Reflection Series, The Eucharist. Lent is the time of year to change our ways of living. Recommended ways to do this is by praying, fasting, and almsgiving. Enriching our spiritual life is also important too. That's why a Lenten Reflection Series was offered to me and you. The focus would be on the Eucharist. Do we believe whose real presence is there? The really true foundation of our faith would be the topic shared. Father Glenn used his God-given talent to lead us all in prayerful song. He was hoping he wouldn't be the only one, but that we would all join and sing along. Father Glenn told of God's love, how he loves his own to the end. He told that there's no greater love than to lay one's life down for a friend. Deacon Brent played the video, The Veil Removed, that showed when heaven comes down to earth, with angels and saints adoring our Lord, 'cause they know of his true worth. Deacon Brent also reminded us that we all are what we eat, that when we attend the banquet of the Lord, it is there with Jesus we meet. Father Carl spoke to all of us how the Eucharist is food for the soul, and the more frequent we receive it, the more we are all made whole. Father Glenn focused on unity and how the church is one, as the gathering of Christian community unites us with Spirit, Father, and Son. We learn the same light of the Lord shines on all of us, though the church is spread far and wide. But when the Eucharist is celebrated with each other, we stand side by side. Turning water into wine, feeding 5,000, and curing the sick were signs that proved on Jesus we could rely. But sometimes we still look for more proof when these signs cannot satisfy. Father Carl told of how Christ gave himself to us at the Last Supper as a meal, and we were to continue doing this and believe that his presence is real. There was also a time for sharing, where questions and thoughts were discussed, which also helped us to grow, as the personal thinkings were an added plus. Those attending were hungry to grow in faith as they returned week after week, as we all grew in knowledge of the Eucharist as we listened to the presenters speak. So we all leave here a little smarter, with a better understanding of the real one, this beautiful sacrament, the Eucharist, that holds the presence of Jesus, God's Son. As we close these Lenten series, we thank Father Carl, Father Glenn, and Deacon Brent for sharing their knowledge of the Catholic faith as their enlightening messages to us were sent. We thank you for your time given, enriching our Lenten story by bringing us closer to the Lord through this mystical Eucharistic glory.